Hello and welcome to the 5 minutes to pass your exam for performance management. The expectation at this stage is application and analysis. These requirements are the way you need to communicate and apply your knowledge in the exam. They are a list of verbs you need to ensure you apply the appropriate response to in your exam question. When presented with an exam question, you should have an easy process on how to convert this into an answer that will get at least 50% of the marks. My suggestion would be 1. Read the question carefully. Take your time in thinking about an approach and solution. If you start writing too quickly, you will miss key points and marks. And remember, answer the question asked. 2. Cover the whole syllabus, but concentrate on the key areas that I discuss later. 3. Make sure you are applying a solution to the scenario. A good way of doing this is making sure that each recommendation or suggestion you make can be tied into an issue identified or highlighted in the case study. If not, it is not relevant to the solution. And 4. Pay careful attention to the requirements. There may be more than one action required to be completed. It is important to know what you're facing when you're going into your exam. This is a 3-hour 10-minute exam with the first 10 minutes allocated to reading the CBE instructions. All questions are compulsory, so planning and time management are vital throughout the exam. Section A is worth 30 marks and has 15 objective test questions. Section B is also worth 30 marks and has 15 objective test case questions. You'll be provided with 3 cases and 5 questions will be asked on each. Both Section A and Section B can come from anywhere in the syllabus. Section C is 2 questions worth 20 marks each. These questions are constructive response questions requiring the use of a spreadsheet or text editor. Not only is question practice important, but practice using these formats is also key. These can be done on the LearnSignal platform. Some of the best ways to pick up marks in an exam is to learn from what students did well and not so well in the past. General areas where students are performing well include calculation of material usage, mix and yield variances, ROI and RI calculations, traditional performance measurement questions, and attempting all objective test questions. General areas for improvement include discussing variances in relation to managers' performance, transfer pricing, bringing forward management accounting knowledge such as flex budgeting, discussing performance in a public sector context, and using the functionality of spreadsheets such as basic formulae. Given the focus of this exam, performance measurement questions will keep coming up. Questions can take various forms ranging from traditional PM questions like Jungle Co. in September 2016 to OSC Co, which was focused on a model. Some questions can ask candidates to use specific structures, such as the 3 E's. Questions can ask for assessment of financial and non-financial performance. You also need to use a scenario to determine what calculations to perform. Also, you need to use the scenario for supporting evidence to explain why an organization might be seeing those results. Students are quite good at doing the calculations, but do need to work on their explanations. So for the OSC company question, what was done well? Answers were laid out using the correct structure, candidates who used table to help with structure performed quite well, and calculations were good. But what can be improved? Justification of chosen performance indicators needs to be provided, and also discussion of the comparisons of MSc and OSC performance is not to a level required. Variances are a key area of performance management and will always be somewhere in the exam, including mix and yield variances, mix and quantity variances, planning and operation variances. Students are often good at calculations, but there are common errors, and discussion aspects are generally weaker, which is a theme across this exam. Using the CAPA question as a model, generally numbers are well answered, and students stated problems, explained why they were problems, and considered their impact quite well. But there are a number of common errors, include using incorrect prices, not converting the quantity variance into a monetary value, not stating whether the variance was favourable or adverse, not adding up individual variances, demonstrated requirement of not being read properly, and gave recommendations instead of discussing problems. So there's the performance management of 5 minutes. Apply this advice throughout your study and use for each question during exam bootcamp, and you will give yourself a great chance of passing. Pass rates are generally around 40%, so a lot of students get disappointed with results. Follow this guide and you should be able to leave performance management in the past. Best of luck.